Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Perkenalkan, saya Muhammad Yusuf SPDMA, dosen pengampu mata kuliah Genre Writing di Prodi Sastra Inggris Fakultas Ilmu Budaya Universitas Sumatera Utara. Menjadi pengajar rumpun ilmu dasar atau skill dalam bahasa Inggris yaitu menulis, di mana saya mengajar mata kuliah Genre Writing, mengharuskan saya untuk tetap menjadi pengajar yang kreatif, inovatif, dan profesional untuk membangkitkan semangat dan motivasi belajar mahasiswa terhadap mata kuliah ini. Mata kuliah ini merupakan mata kuliah wajib kurikulum di Prodi Sastra Inggris. Dengan adanya program MBKM dari Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi, saya juga diharuskan untuk menjadi pengajar yang adaptif dengan perubahan zaman dan teknologi, serta melakukan pendekatan yang sesuai untuk pengajaran mata kuliah ini, yaitu dengan menggunakan text-based approach atau juga disebut dengan genre-based approach. Selain mengampu mata kuliah ini, saya juga diamanatkan untuk mengajar mata kuliah lain yaitu paragraph writing, creative writing, curriculum design and language testing, children literature and education, bahasa Inggris akademik, dan sintaksis bahasa Inggris. Adapun mata kuliah pokok yang saya ampu adalah genre writing dengan kode mata kuliah SAE 1204 yang berbobot 2 SKS. Mata kuliah ini mencakup topik concept of genre, descriptive text, narrative text, recount text, procedure text, report text, and exposition text. Materi mata kuliah ini meliputi fungsi dan pengertian genre, fungsi sosial, struktur generik, dan fitur kebahasaan dari masing-masing teks atau genre. Pembelajaran dilaksanakan secara tatap muka di Universitas Sumatera Utara, dibantu dengan Learning Management System atau LMS Universitas Sumatera Utara. Metode pembelajaran yang saya terapkan dalam perkuliahan bervariasi. Pembelajaran dilaksanakan secara dua arah, di mana pusat pembelajaran adalah mahasiswa atau disebut juga dengan student-centered learning, dan saya berperan sebagai fasilitator. Dalam menyampaikan materi ajar, saya menggunakan media seperti PowerPoint, poster, dan yang lainnya. Sedangkan dalam konteks interaksi, saya mengajak mahasiswa terlibat aktif di dalam kelas melalui brainstorming sebelum masuk ke materi inti, melakukan sesi tanya jawab, diskusi kelompok, ice breaking, ataupun games yang dibantu dengan media seperti quizzes atau menti yang terkait dengan materi pembelajaran yang dilakukan. Kegiatan ini diharapkan mampu melatih hard skill dan soft skill mahasiswa dalam meningkatkan kreativitas, kejujuran, tanggung jawab, serta kerjasama tim. Selain itu, saya juga memaksimalkan interaksi dengan memilih teknik pengajaran yang sesuai dengan materi ajar pada setiap pertemuannya. Salah satunya adalah dengan metode debating yang akan saya gunakan untuk mengajar text exposition. Dengan demikian tercapailah pada salah satu sub CPMK mata kuliah genre writing ini, yaitu mahasiswa dapat menulis teks eksposisi atau students are able to write exposition text. Untuk asesmen ataupun penilaian, mata kuliah ini disesuaikan dengan peraturan akademik Universitas Sumatera Utara, yakni tugas dan kuis berbobot maksimal 30%, untuk UTS 35%, dan untuk UAS 35% yang sudah dimasukkan sesuai dengan RPS. Demikianlah pemaparan saya tentang mata kuliah ini. Berikut ini saya tampilkan cuplikan video pembelajaran saya pada mata kuliah Genre Writing dengan topik Exposition Text. Selamat menyaksikan. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good afternoon, everyone. I hope that you are in good condition, and welcome back to our discussion for today in our subject called as the genre writing. Right, before we start our session, to get the abundance from the Almighty God. So please, we pray for a while. The prayer started. Thank you. And before we go further, I would like to call your name one by one for the attendance. Cut Fitra Ashifa. Any Cut Fitra? Okay. Miduk, Pinta, Dian Marisa, Nazwa, Reli, Elsa Aprianti, Ayuniza, Aditya, Ainur Rafika, Nazwa Hawanu, Nazwa Amalia, Syaufa Sabila, Novitri Wulandari, Khairunisa, Intan Putri, Fitri Hasibuan, Nala Anissa, Teofani, Donita Padang, Nazaura Kaila, Muhammad Hamzah, Sufina Zahra, Naziratun Nikmah, Dinda Tri Nur Hidayah, Ariel Simarmata, Auca Octavia, Aksal Alifa Mahmud, Saskia Alia Putri, Grace Ginting, Uswatun Hasana, Stefani Anastasia, Zaki Noval Aziz, Lucy Gianni, Ahmad Huzairi, Tulus Maruli Purba, Kevin Dosilalahi, Gina Aninasi, Anissa Zahrani, Mita Setriana, Nur Ashifa, Mariska Adinda, Emanuela, Yasmin, Dinda Ayuning Tias, Fatia, Menachem Tarigan, Fatia Nazifa. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. It's such an honor to see you back in this lovely meeting. Yeah. And before we go further to our discussion today, I would like to recall what we discussed last week. So last week we discussed about hortatory, right? Very good. Yeah, we talk about hortatory exposition. So do you still remember what hortatory exposition is? It is a genre to persuade to deal with your, very good, to deal with your opinion. Okay, what is the structure of hortatory exposition text? The first one is thesis, the second one is arguments, the third one is the recommendation. The thesis is about what you provide your standing point, whether you argue with a certain topic or not. The second one is about the arguments for, and the third one is what we call as recommendation. You become an expert, right, to give recommendation based on the arguments that you provide, and of course you stand on one point. Okay, thank you very much. So now we are moving forward to the sister of the genre. So exposition is such a special genre. Why is it special? Because it is divided into two. We discussed previously hortatory exposition. Now we discuss what we call as analytical exposition. Okay, before we go further, everyone, I would like to ask you about this topic. What do you think of this? Anyone heard about this? Naziratun Nikmah? Have you ever heard about the full day school? What do you think of full day school? It's a good type of school, yeah.
Not really good because it affect the students' health, but it gives the student more education.
It gives more students education, but it takes the time for the student, yeah, start from the morning till the the afternoon. Okay, thank you. Now, Dinda Yuning Tias, what do you think of that, Dinda?
It's not good because many students that have to rest to.
So it takes the time for students to take a rest. Actually, in the afternoon they have to take a nap. Yeah, but for the full day school, they have to study. Yeah, okay, thank you. It's boring. In the case, as usual, in the slice of life, there is a positive side and the negative. Yeah. Both of these, yeah, you see the full day school, one of the system adopted in Indonesian schools. For example, like in Medan, we have Al Azhar. What else? Pancabudi, very good. What else? Maybe you are one of the alumni, yeah? Yeah, what else? And then the famous one is Pesantren. Yeah, right? It is also full day. But what is the benefit of full day school? Sometimes they have holiday on Saturday. Not everyone, yeah, has the what we call as the holiday on Saturday, except the public holiday, right? But the full day school, commonly they have rest on Saturday. Okay, thank you. So you have the keywords for today. Yeah, the objective of this meeting is the first. Yeah, you are expected to explain the definition of analytical exposition. What actually the analytical exposition is, and then you have the social function, followed by the generic structure, language features, and the examples. At the end, you are given a task by writing this analytical exposition text. So we move further for the definition. Anyone wants to share what do you know about the analytical exposition? Intan Putri. Yes, Intan. What do you think? Please stand up, Intan. Wanna say something about this analytical exposition, Intan? Yeah. What is analytical exposition, in your opinion?
Analytical exposition is one of argumentative text which presents some supporting idea on why certain right writer's opinion is important.
Okay, thank you. So the definition is in a simple way: analytical exposition is a text type that is included to give arguments. So it has the social function to ensure the readers, yeah, that topic presented are important. So it is worth discussing. So now, okay, it is okay to be discussed. Yeah, they are worth watching, worth reading, and this is worth discussing. Right. So how is the generic structure? So of course, it is very common. We have the very good. The second one you have arguments, and the third one you have in hortatory exposition you have. So these two have differences at the end of the text. Why is it important? One provides the recommendation. You are the expert. Also, please listen to me. I'll give you some recommendation. But in analytical exposition, you are more cooling down to the earth. I just restate what you have mentioned in thesis statement. That's why thesis statement in analytical exposition becomes more important. Yeah. So the second one, you have the argument. So what actually the argument is? So The argument can be more than one. Why? Because you are going to convince the readers. For example, what do you think of smoking? Is smoking good or bad? Are you sure? How about boys? Do you think that smoking is good or bad? Please be frank. Good or bad? For some smokers, they believe that smoking can give them happiness. The second one, maybe for the positive side, they will mention, okay, it will give the tax for the government. Yeah, it will give contribution to the government from the tax, cukai, yeah, the tax. Yeah, there is a topic regarding to cigarette. Smoking should be banned in university. Do you agree or not? Yes. Some boys believe, oh yes, that's the hell. So how can we smoke? Yeah. Because the problem in university, yeah, it is to make a good university or providing some health university. Now, this is what we call as the unique part. Yeah, that makes it different from hortatory exposition. There is reiteration. That's the key. So, in analytical exposition, the keyword is restates. What means that? Restating the main idea, not being a recommender. So you are not the expert, so just, okay, I restate what I have mentioned in the abstract, in the thesis. So in the first paragraph or the thesis, the reiteration can be called as conclude. The conclusion is drawn based on the argue. If you say that it is positive, yeah, in the reiteration, you mention that it is positive. When you mention that it is negative, so you have to state in the reiteration that's negative or bad. The language features, of course, when you are going to write this text, you will use language. What are the features? The first is, because the function of simple present is to show the fact, the habitual action, dominantly simple present. Yeah. The next one is what is relational process? Relational process such as is, am, are. Why it is important? In what case do you use to be or relational process? When you are using adjective. What is the function of adjective in analytical exposition text? To help you to give characteristic, to help you to state your position. Now, we are moving to the examples. Is playing computer dangerous for healthiness? Do you play game? Yes. Of course. PC or mobile? Both, yeah, okay. What? RPG or not? RPG, oh, very nice. So, the question is playing computer dangerous for healthiness? The first we have what we call as the thesis statement. What is the thesis? It's a common, yeah. It's a common to see people play computer, right? They use it for making tasks, playing games, or browsing something in. Most of people spend a long time for playing For you, how many hours in a day? Depends. If there is no lecture, yeah, maybe a day. Yeah, okay, from morning to afternoon, or from morning to morning, sir. Yeah, even several people can play the computer a whole day. Yeah, which could lead them to some diseases. So, can you guess the position? actually? Why do you mention that it is negative? Some di. When you talk about disease, what is the tone? Positive or negative? Yes, I mean. There is disease. When it is disease, means that it is bad for your body. It is to harm your body. Means that what is the position of the writer? Negative. Okay. Now we are coming to the argument. So we are going to prove that is it negative or positive? Yes, the arguments. Facing the monitor for a long time can create the tiredness for eyes. The first about the problem with the eyes. What is the result? You can use spectacles. Even, okay, maybe so this is inherited. My mom, my father uses spectacles. It's not because of the computer, but this is one of the fact. The second one, it will make people dizzy. Further effect, glasses will be the option, right? But why? Because our sight becomes blur, abnormal. Okay, that is the first. Is it related with the thesis? Yes. So this is negative and then negative, right? So now we move to the second argument. Other effect is baggage. Also, no problem, sir. We use computer by sleeping. Mobile phone is okay, but for computer, sometimes you have to sit like this. Okay, so it is sometimes too fun playing computer. No one opposes this, but that make people don't realize their sit position. That's why when you have the smartwatch, there is a warning: get moving, get moving. Yeah, get moving because you are too long to sit. Yeah, that is why after playing whole day, they will get baggage. What is the expression? Like, and there is a back sound, kretek, kretek, kretek. So that's the baggage, and that is the argument. So there is a connectedness between the argument and the thesis, the correct. Okay, now we move to the reiteration. So it is obvious that much time spent for playing computer can make eyes feel tired and lead people to get dizzy. That's the conclusion of the first, right? And then eyes also feel bored to face the monitor for a long time. The wrong sit position can make people get baggage, which could disturb all activities we will do. So there is a conclusion from the argument. So there is a connectedness of the story or the analytical exposition. Okay, before we go further, is there any question? Is there any question for this? Side, please stand up. One of the representative, the negative side, please stand up. Stand up, the representative. Mention your name, yeah. Mention your name and try to provide your argument why Medan Zoo should be closed. Why Medan Zoo should not be closed. Okay. Mention your name, dear. So the first we have what we call to educate the children. Okay, the second one. The first to educate the children. The second one to increase the income of the government of Medan City, and then the third one, it is to open the job opportunity for the animal keeper. Okay, those three. Any other opinion? Any other opinions? To avoid what? Okay. Thank you. So now please give applause for the negative side. But sometimes some people argue that Medan Zoo should be closed. So let's listen to them. The representative, please stand up. Yes, and mention your name. Yeah. Stand up here. Stand up here. Okay. Yup. And tell your name and tell your arguments.
Hello, my name is Lucy, and I would like to tell about our arguments about why Medan Zoo should be closed. So, according to us, we think that the Medan Zoo nowadays is doing some kind of like exploitation to the animals. For example, the tigers, they are now in a very critical position. They are dead because they are not been taken care well, and we believe zoo existed because the children should be educated from the zoo. But with the animal nowadays, now that they are sick and in a very critical position, instead of being educated, the children will feel as if, is this the zoo that we are expecting nowadays? So it is a very big deal, especially for both the children and the parents. So should be closed, according to us.
Before we close this session, before we close our discussion, I would like to give a recap for our meeting for today. The first, what is actually analytical exposition? So it is a text to persuade the readers, to convince the readers to deal with your argue. The second one, what is the generic structure? There is a thesis statement, there is arguments, and the last one is reiteration, or to conclude, to give conclusion based on the arguments. And the third one, the linguistic features or the language features, the use of simple, relational process, and conjunction, reiteration. So, what is the assignment that you must present next week? Please write about the full text of analytical exposition regarding here for this group why Medan Zoo should be maintained. And this group, they will talk about, or they will write an analytical exposition about why Medan Zoo should be closed. Okay, so thank you very much for coming this afternoon. It's a lovely meeting. Yeah, we will see you next week. Yeah, so you understand based on our learning objective, the definition, the linguistic features, the generic structure, and also you have to write. It must be submitted next week. Yeah, it must be submitted next week before the examination, and I will provide the feedback for your analytical exposition text. Thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, have a nice day, have a nice weekend. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon everyone. Thank you very much.